with a new picture.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting for Wednesday, August 31st, 2016. At this time, we invite you all to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask for a moment of silence in memory of 4 residents of the town: Ann Vincent, Robert Broussard Sr., Sister Marie Erno, and Paul Kuchar. I didn't know Miss Vincent or Mr. Broussard. Sister Marie Erno was the oldest resident of the town of Dayton and was recognized earlier this year with a presentation from the Historic Commission with the Boston Post cane. And Paul Kuchar, who lived right over here on Center Street, was a teacher at Apponequet Regional, was well-known, active in the community, and was a member of the Library Board of Trustees. Thank you.
Approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the minutes of the executive session of June 9th, 2016 be approved.
I second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? The ayes have it. That passes unanimously. Approval of the warrants.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the following warrants be approved. Warrant 8A17 in the amount of $74,713.40 payroll. Warrant 8B17 in the amount of $14,586.78 dated August 24th, accounts payable. Warrant 8C-17 in the amount of $156,509.01 dated August 24th, accounts payable. Warrant 8D-17 in the amount of $1,134,369.87, August 24th, accounts payable. That includes the regional high school assessments, capital, and operating. Also warrant 8E-17 in the amount of $2,195.85, accounts payable. Warrant 9A-17 in the amount of $71,078.66 dated August 31st, payroll. Warrant 9B-17 in the amount of $83,231.75 dated August 31st. And warrant 9C-17 in the amount of $1,102.68, accounts payable, be approved.
And I second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Questions? Comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Ayes have it. That passes unanimously. Correspondence.
We have no correspondence.
We have no correspondence. We do have a special Board of Health alert regarding the West Nile virus, and I'd like to call on Chairman Goulart to present that to us.
This information came in, we got some of it yesterday and we got the rest of it today. This is from the Mass Department of Public Health. West Nile virus has been discovered in Dayton, Dedham, and Avon. This advisory from the Department of Public Health is as follows. August and early September is the peak period for West Nile virus human transmission. Residents should be urged to avoid mosquito bites regardless of where they live. People have an important role to play in protecting themselves and their loved ones from illnesses caused by mosquitoes. Apply insect repellent when outdoors. Use a repellent with DEET, permethrin, picaridin, oil of lemon eucalyptus. According to the instructions on the product label, DEET products should not be used on infants under 2 months of age and should be used in concentrations of 30% or less on older children. Oil of lemon eucalyptus should not be used on children under 3 years of age. Be aware of peak mosquito hours. The hours from dusk to dawn are peak biting times for many mosquitoes. Consider rescheduling outdoor activities that occur during evening and early morning. Wear long sleeves, long pants, and socks when outdoors. Mosquito-proof your home. We've talked about draining standing water. Install and or repair screens. Protect your animals. Animal owners should reduce potential mosquito breeding sites on their property by eliminating standing water from containers such as buckets, tires, wading pools, especially after heavy rains. Water troughs provide excellent mosquito breeding habitats and should be flushed out at least once a week during the summer months to reduce mosquitoes near paddock areas. Horse owners should keep horses in indoor stalls at night to reduce their risk of exposure to mosquitoes. Owners should also speak with a veterinarian about mosquito repellents approved for the use in animals and vaccinations to prevent West Nile virus and EEE. For more information, you can go to the arbovirus surveillance information webpage at www.mass.gov/dph/mosquitoes or by calling the Department of Public Health Epidemiology Program at 617-983-6800. I will just mention that there was spraying today around 2:30 a.m. This is Bristol County Mosquito Control, still hitting the hot spots, and they will be spraying until September the 9th, and thereafter as needed. So although the mosquito population is down by 60% because of the drought, we do have some positive samples, and from what information we were able to get, this was discovered in the northwest quadrant of the town. So please be alert and take precautions. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, announcements. Tonight's announcements: trash bags, shops, disposal containers, and recycling stickers are all for sale at the Board of Selectmen's office. You can call 508-669-6431 for more information. The Massachusetts state primary elections are being held on Thursday, September 8th, 2016, at the Dayton Elementary School from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. The Board of Selectmen will be contacting a representative from Comcast to meet with the board to discuss service in this area. The meeting will be announced and the public will be invited. The Taste of Dayton, scheduled for September 12th, 2016 at the Pavilion out back, has been canceled. The Board of Selectmen will be having their next regular meeting on Wednesday, September 14th, 2016, after which it will resume weekly scheduled meetings. Senator Mark Pacheco, or a representative, will be here at Dayton Town Hall on Tuesday, September 20th, from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. If you would like to set up an appointment, please call 508-823-0095. There will be a flu shot clinic on Thursday, September 22nd, from 10 a.m. to noontime in the lower level of Dayton Town Hall. Again, that's Thursday, September 22nd. You must be 18 years or older, and please bring your own insurance cards. If you have any questions, please contact Tiffany Lopes at 508-676-3370. These shots are provided by Rite Aid Pharmacy and hosted by the Dayton Council on Aging. The food distribution will take place Saturday, September 24th, from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. And meetings for the Board of Selectmen and the Board of Health are now being posted to YouTube under the name Town of Dayton Meetings. Anybody have any other announcements? Next on the agenda, on old business, review, discuss, and act on a beer and wine liquor license request for Winthrop Street Gas Corporation located at 1995 Winthrop Street. We do have a application that was filed a few weeks back for an available beer and wine license requested by the owners of Winthrop Street Gas Corporation at 1995 Winthrop Street. There was a public hearing a couple meetings ago, at which time abutters and proponents and opponents made use and made aware of their views. This time, if there's anybody that would like to have any final comments, welcome to step up to the podium, address yourself, and say whatever you want to.
May I address the selectmen and selectwoman?
Yes, sir.
My name's Attorney John Murray, and I represent Mr. Spellman and his corporate entity that is situated at Route 44 Liquors. I wish to point out that, first of all, that Mr. Spellman has been a strong member of our community now for almost 20 years. He has not only been supportive of many fundraisers, but he also is important to note that he's been a contributor to all of the, I shouldn't say all of them, I know some of them, the Dayton-Rehoboth School Sports Programs. He's been a contributor to the Dayton-Rehoboth Marching Band. He contributes to many local charities. If you go in his store, you'll often see a sign there that money is being raised for someone who is suffering from cancer or has some other horrible disease. He also, at wintertime, at his own cost, he does plowing for some of the elderly people in the neighborhood without charge. He gives contribution to Dayton patients who are ill and need money. So he's been a strong, active member of our community for almost 20 years. Now, putting that all aside, that it's also important to note that not this board, but a board of selectmen in this town a number of years ago was faced with the very same decision that you people have to make, and they denied the beer and wine application approximately 9 or 10 years ago under the very same reasons that we argue here tonight. That, again, I pointed out that, again, Mr. Spellman was very important to our community. You may have seen in our newspapers, Boston Globe, New Bedford Times, that there are large liquor companies, liquor store places that are selling much more inexpensive liquors because they are gigantic places. There's one in Raynham called DeBuca's. There's one in Somerset. There's one in Swansea. And these are all areas that drag away business from his particular business. So the margins of error now for Route 44 liquors is much different than it was even 10 years ago. These giant liquor stores drag a lot of people away from our area. In addition, it's important to note that based on my conversations with the ABCC and two of their investigators, and also based on my research relative to the issuance of a liquor license or a beer and wine license, the board is supposed to look at whether there is a substantial need for the issuance of a liquor license. That's a quote-unquote substantial need. And I submit that Mr. Spellman's store and a store approximately 100 yards away or less, there is no substantial need for a beer and wine license in that particular spot. There might be a need for a beer and wine license at some other place in Dayton, possibly on 138, possibly a different part of Route 44, but not right beside Mr. Spellman. It may be disastrous to his business if this is issued. As I said, the margin of error in his business is much, much lower than it used to be. And to stay on and stay in that business and to have that store where it is, this may be a death sentence to his particular business. So on behalf of Mr. Spellman and his corporation, we would ask the Board of Selectmen to deny that license for all the reasons I just enumerated. And I'm done, thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak for or against? Please introduce yourself and
Sure, my name is Matthew Porter. I'm here for the applicant. Certainly, I have no doubt that Mr. Spellman is a significant contributor to this town, but I don't think that that's necessarily what is at play here. The new applicant, as it relates to competition with Mr. Spellman, this is an entirely different product in the sense that it's a gas station that's offering beer and wine. The idea behind the gas station will be, one-stop shop. They will not be selling liquor. I think there's enough differentiating factors between my client and Mr. Spellman's store to allow them to both coexist and succeed. As it relates to the difficulty that it could create for Mr. Spellman's business, undoubtedly it would create larger competition. Potentially prices, will drop. But I think in reality, the competition is good for the residents themselves. And the ABCC, the case law in this area, has been very specific as it relates to competition, and that has never been used as a factor in determining whether to grant a license or not to. His attorney spoke to the larger stores. My clients are dealing with those same issues. That's not what my clients are. They're small business owners the same way Mr. Spellman is, and they're just trying to offer a product that will work for the town as well. So with that, I think there is enough area for them both to succeed. I do think competition should not play a part in that. And with that, I'll leave it to the board.
anyone else? As it might say, last call. If none, I'll ask my colleagues to, if either one would like to make a motion.
I will make a motion that we grant the permit to the mobile station for a beer and wine license.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, one of the things we talked about at the last meeting was trash. I've lost track of how many times I've been in that area since we had the meeting. There is no trash problem out there at the present time. And the trash that I did see was not related to anybody's businesses up there. I saw Dunkin' Donuts, I saw McDonald's, not in quantity. The other thing was at when we had the hearing, one of my comments was that there would be conditions and they would be enforced. The conditions that I have seen that are presented in the plan, since that was in effect introduced into evidence, it's not as if we are imposing conditions. What I will say is, having read that, the conditions that they have imposed on themselves, as far as I'm concerned, cleaning up the property as outlined in that plan, and also the fact that they said that they would police the area, whether it's first thing in the morning or the last thing at night, that's acceptable to me. So those are the conditions that they have presented, and those are the conditions that I find acceptable. That's why I'm not opposing this. In all honesty, I can't oppose something strictly based on competition. I don't know Mr. Spellman well. I don't know the people that own the mobile station. I don't know if I bought anything at either store, in all honesty. But I have to look at this straight out. My concern was trash and the complaints of the neighbors about what evidently had occurred there years ago. And based on what was submitted and given to this board, that's what that is what my motion is based on.
Brett?
I said last time that I didn't hear anything that led me to believe that it should be denied. That stands, so that's why I approve it.
I've been in businesses, 3 different businesses in my lifetime. Never once has there ever been a afterthought of where I went, why I went there, as far as competition was concerned. I do know from being in the alcoholic beverage business in the past, working for a distributor as well as retailing, that the ABCC has no open-mindedness about the word competition. I feel that it's unfortunate that a request has been made, where it is. But after all, we're looking, probably in less than 2 years from now, with the rate of the growth of the town of Dayton, that the ABCC is going to hand us another full liquor license. Once we get to a population of 10,000 people, we're at 7,800 plus right now, at a growth rate of about 28% to 30%. They'll hand us not only a full liquor license off-premise, they'll also hand us an on-premise full liquor license, another beer and wine on-premise, and another beer and wine off-premise. So it doesn't get any easier, and the town physically, population will grow, but the demographics do not grow. With that said, I will ask for a vote. All those in favor of granting this beer and wine license to the Winthrop Gas Station Corporation, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, for the record, unanimously. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Moving along, under new business, review, discuss, and act on recommendations from the Town of Dayton's Business and Anniversary Recognition Awards.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman? Do you want me to take this?
Okay. Do we have any background in this as far as how this was done?
It was initiated by the Development Industrial Committee, Vicky Piazza.
Okay.
I believe they did this last year too, didn't they?
No, I believe this is the
That's the first year.
We got it going. She initiated it.
I was hoping she would be here to expand on these. This was from our Industrial Development Commission, that they put out a new program to honor Town of Dayton businesses and recognize their awards and how they perform and their relationship with the Town of Dayton. Vicky Piazza brought this thought and this program from a town, an area in California that she came from, and she had broken this down into some categories. First category was a business newcomer to the town. In her research, evaluations, feedback from other business owners within the town, the townspeople, residents, little forms that she had made out, she has come up with a recommendation for the business newcomer of the year to a company called Elder Sponsor. And the notes that accompany this, they provide valuable services, strengthening the service to the seniors in Dayton. I believe that most people desire to give back to their community, but they simply lack an available channel to do so. Elder Sponsor bridges the gap between those with given hearts and those often in most need, our senior citizens. Together, we share a purpose and a mission, strengthening the resolve in our communities. And together, we are spreading goodwill one senior at a time. These are attributes of the company called Elder Sponsor. So they have been recommended and will be awarded the Business Newcomer of the Year in Dayton. Her second category was an anniversary recognition, and this is being coveted to Bilodeau's Furniture. In 1977, Bilodeau's moved to its current location in North Dayton, Massachusetts, continuing in furniture restoration and gradually evolving into a new furniture sales as well. Bilodeau's specializes in solid wood cherry, oak, and maple furniture, which has been carefully selected from manufacturers who hold the same regard for quality and workmanship as the owner himself. The Industrial Development Commission's recommendation was based on Bilodeau's that draws consumers to Dayton from all over the region for high-end furniture. Third category was for the business with the highest contributions / service to the community. The recommendation, this business provides many ongoing contributions to the town of Dayton, enhancing well-being and high-end aesthetics while creating community, oh, we left out a word here. I would have to guess,
Community bonds.
yes, community bonds. This award for the contribution service to the community is going to be awarded to Arujo Farms. And the fourth and final category was business achievement. This business are growers of quality hanging baskets, herbs, geraniums, perennials, bedding plants, mums, pumpkins, and poinsettias. They strive to bring you the best combinations for every season. You can visit them winter, spring, summer, and fall for all your decorating needs. Seasonal classes are an excellent way to keep up with the new gardening trends and information. Also, horse-drawn hay rides in the fall have become tradition for many families. They're always growing and changing to meet the needs of their customers and to keep gardening a part of everyday life. The recommendation was based on how many drawn consumers they have actually drawn from local and surrounding areas. Its growth, adding new features and events over time, has created a destination point throughout the area. And this year's recipient will be Arujo Farms. We do have here some certificates that will be presented to these businesses, if I can open it. And we'll make sure that they all get these certificates. And again, this is on a yearly basis. And we look forward to recognizing some of our local businesses. And I thought this was an excellent idea brought to us from the state of California. And we want to thank the Industrial Development Commission for initiating this project. Thank you. We'll have to sign these, right, later. Just a minute. Next on the agenda under new business is the review, discuss, and act on the Eagle Scout project at the North Dayton Playground, presented by Samuel Dubois. Sir, would you like to introduce yourself and step right up? We forgot the numbers.
I think he's 29,
Oh,
because I think Attorney Murray was 28.
Sounds about right.
Good evening. My name is Samuel Dubois. I wanted to propose an Eagle Scout project to renovate the town park. I wanted to restore the Dayton basketball court, which currently has one post instead of two. And then also, I'd like to add an addition, which would be a volleyball court in that same area behind the chain fence of the baseball field. I've been looking at funding. I've approached different stores that I plan to send out donation letters to if this project is approved. I've approached Lowe's, Home Depot, Mazzone, and Bliss Hardware. I've definitely a lot of help for this project volunteering wise. A lot of school kids looking for National Honor Society service hours, as well as kids in my troop, which is a group of 27 kids. So I definitely have good help. I also have a lot of help from different family friends and stuff like that who have excavators and things like that to help me do the volleyball court for a good amount of, for much cheaper than it would be to hire someone to do it for me.
have you talked, who have you talked to about this project?
Mrs. Swist, Hattie Swist
Okay.
in Parks and Rec.
Have you talked to Superintendent Thomas Ferry?
I have not.
Okay. You know, we usually suggest that all the Eagle Scouts, you know, see him because he has a lot of cost-saving ideas, and he knows his way around, you know, most of the projects that Eagle Scouts choose to do. Now, when you say the volleyball court, are you attempting to put a new surface down, or?
Yes.
Or you were talking
That's what we've been, I've looked at, there's a website in there that I printed out, it was called Volleyball USA, and it had the exact dimensions for what a standard industrial sized volleyball court would have. I've approached different amount of people for help with that, and I've also approached, like, I've looked up, like, what would the dimensions and what would my area have to be like, and that area is very good for a new place.
That used to be a very busy playground over there when I
Yeah.
first came to town, because I was heavily involved in the Little League and the softball league. But there were games played over there 5 nights and Saturdays. And that playground was always full of kids until, you know, kids get older and they like to ruin things, you know.
Yeah,
It's part of them growing up, I guess, but it used to be full of rides and merry-go-rounds and all that stuff. It just got to the point that we couldn't keep up with the cost of repairing them, you know, for what the damage that was being done. So it was kind of stripped down.
Exactly.
You have a good sizable area there to do what you want to do, and other than hanging and doing pull-ups on a basket, you know, there's not a lot of damage you're going to do. So I think it's a very good project. I think that it'll be well-served for the area clientele that are there. You know, there's a lot of young kids, and I think you've picked a nice project.
Thank you.
Good project.
What's the surface of the volleyball court going to be?
Was sand. It would be a sand volleyball court.
Oh, like beach volleyball?
Yeah, like a beach
Oh, okay.
volleyball court,
Is
yes.
is it sand right now?
Right now, it's a mix. I have to excavate a certain area. But there are some pictures in there. There's a surface sand, but I'd have to excavate more. The website does suggest, it's suggested 2 feet down, but when I called them and asked them for more specifications, they said 1 foot's fine. And I definitely have the manpower to get that done.
You'll get much more use.
Yeah, I think so.
It will with the sand. It will.
Yeah.
You will, you know, you get a little more competitive. You don't mind diving for a ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Knowing that you're not going to get up with red running down your legs.
Yeah.
Very, very well thought.
That would be really cool.
Yes, very well thought.
Thank you.
Exciting. I'm gonna be
Mr.
using
Farron
that.
will be able to help you
We'll
and
go have a
advise you with
meeting.
materials, too.
All right, I'll definitely
skip a
contact
meeting.
him.
And I'm sure if he knows of anyone that'll help financially out there, you know, he's the guy that go to. After all, he spends hundreds of thousands of dollars with some of these suppliers, so. Just to keep the roads and everything.
You're at Troop 3, who's your advisor?
My advisor is Michael Cordero.
Oh, okay. So are there other Eagles coming along behind you?
Yes, there are. My friend who is approaching a different area, I think somewhere in Rehoboth, and I have like 3
Noah?
behind him. Not Noah Avalon, no. The same as Matt DaCosta.
Oh,
He lives
okay.
in Rehoboth, but.
Okay. Because I know Noah is supposed to be working on a project at the regional high school. He's got a proposal.
Yeah.
He hasn't come in yet, but,
Yeah, he's right behind me, yeah.
Now, where'd you get the idea to do this?
I go there with my friends almost all the time. We like to play baseball there a lot, and football towards the fall. And, we like to play basketball, but we can't always because, the basketball court's something. But it's been a place I always like to hang around, and, it's a really great place, and I think it'd be better with some additions and to be restored a little bit. And I think it'd get a lot more attention, too, from around the town for kids who want to play.
Anybody have any questions for this young gentleman? Again, I strongly urge you to talk to, Superintendent Ferry. He can be very, very helpful to you. And if you didn't have a project, he probably has 2 or 3 in the back of his mind that he would, relate to you. So even your fellow troop members, if they're looking for a project, ask Mr. Ferry.
Sure,
Because
yeah.
he knows where there's potential projects all over town.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we give preliminary approval to Samuel for his project, and that you report back to us midway through the project, meaning when the construction has started midway through. And then when it's all over, come back with your final paperwork so that it can be signed off on, okay?
And I'll second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
If I could, there's a signature in the Eagle packet, page 9 or 10, for a project beneficiary.
It's 9,
Page
10.
The bottom.
Yep, down here, beneficiary approval.
Do you know how to get in touch with Mr. Ferry?
I'm sure we can research that on the website.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
on the website.
Or even-
He's the highway superintendent.
Okay, yeah.
I think- I believe-
Do it all the time.
He's brave. I think he put his cell phone number on the website. I think he did.
That's helpful, thank you.
You're welcome.
He also keeps a list of potential Eagle Scout projects, so if there are any in your troop that want to do something, but they're not sure what, point them in the direction of Tom Ferry.
I will.
That'll be the only volleyball court like that in town.
Yeah, it'd be very nice. It'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome, good luck.
Best of luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, we've managed to drive out everybody again. Next on the agenda, let us see, review, discuss, and act, add 1 copier to the list of unused equipment to be disposed of.
I'm surprised this didn't bring everyone out.
Item at the bottom.
Okay, we have added to our long list, and again, this list, if you want a copy of it, you can always call Town Hall, and, Karen would very gladly scan you a copy of all this unused equipment that we will now be getting rid of and disposing of. We've now added a Kyocera KM 4035 freestanding copier to our list, which is pretty long. This is a conglomeration of over a few years, so anybody interested in looking for some fixer-up pieces of equipment or appliances, feel free to give us a call.
I just said it yesterday. Has anybody done anything about the vehicles? I thought those would go.
Haven't heard anything yet.
We've got no bids as of
No.
yet.
Did we put that on the webpage?
We haven't yet.
Yeah, we could put that on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I
Facebook,
don't see the vehicles on here.
bulletin board.
Is there a separate list with vehicles?
I thought they were on that list there. Maybe it's another page. Yeah, like
This looks like a lot of electronic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
2 linear panic buttons. Hey, we might need those.
For our panic room.
I think so. A lot of telephones,
It might be 12 times. and stuff.
keyboards, battery backup, a tape recorder, a timestamp, some printers, a lot of printers, monitors, calculator. Now, I don't see the
Cars.
vehicles, and I would think people would take those just for junk.
Yeah. I know you asked for bids at your last meeting, so I'll put those up on the website.
Yeah, we'll put this whole list on the website, town website, so anybody who might have any interest, we can see exactly what we're disposing of.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we add the Kyocera copier to the list of outdated and unused equipment for disposal.
And I'll second that motion, Mr.
I
Chairman.
have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Copy it. Next on the agenda, review, discuss, and act on a date for the special town meeting in the fall. We have completed a search for a date that we can accommodate all the important and, well, I shouldn't use the word important. Everybody that goes to town meeting is important. But the people who are absolutely vital in being there, as far as, of course, town moderator, selectmen, the finance committee, who am I forgetting
Town
here?
clerk.
Town clerk, the assistant town clerk, and town council. We have come up with an agreeable date for all. It will be held Thursday, October 27th. Starting time will be 7 p.m. And we are just in the process of securing a location, whether it be the Dayton Middle School or the Dayton Rehoboth Regional High School. We will probably aim for the Dayton Middle School, but again, we will keep you up to date and let you know within a couple of days. Again, that date for a special town meeting in the fall, Thursday, October 27th at 7 p.m.
We need to vote on that.
I don't think so. Next on the agenda, in relation to a special fall town meeting, is to review, discuss, and act on a date for the closing of the warrant for this special town meeting. That closing date for any articles that department heads wish to put on the warrant will be Thursday, September 22nd.
Wednesday.
Oh,
Oh, excuse me, yeah, Thursday. I'm looking at the wrong calendar.
Thursday, September 22nd. We'll say at 3 p.m. Again, the warrant articles, the deadline to submit them will be Thursday, September 22nd at 3 p.m.
Mr. Chairman, is this a hard deadline, meaning absolutely nothing will be accepted after this date and time?
We make vital attempt to make that the closing date.
Okay,
Because we're pretty tight with the deadlines as far as posting and getting it put in the papers and what have you, to have the
Yep.
meeting on October 27th.
and are we gonna be posting this in the newspaper like last time, the warrant?
We're not required to do that by the town bylaw, so we'll probably have to publish a notice
A
on the
notice,
meeting,
right.
but not
So we're gonna
volumes.
save some money.
Absolutely.
That's the end of that, $4,000.
Yep.
Posting of warrants.
Mm-hmm.
Moving along, reports. Anybody have any reports?
I met Tom Ferry and Roy and Christian Delano on Route 138 on, I believe it was the 16th of August. And we were down on 138 where that trench is with all the rock lining that the state put in. We need to secure surveying services for that area where Tom will be working. And the reason that the town has to do that is that in order for them to excavate the area for the pipe that the drainage pipe he's going to put in that comes from the Main Street area, the engineers that are being provided and paid for by AstraZeneca do not do the surveying part. So John Delano and Associates has been contracted to do that surveying. And so they were there working, we walked the area and they did some preliminary review. The good thing is that when the state built that trench, way back when, the engineering firm was John Delano. So they've got the original plans, and that should save us some time trying to determine boundaries. And so that project is moving along. And also today, I noticed that there were surveyors down on Center Street, close to the intersection here. And so they are also working on the sidewalk project. And it was, we talked to Roy about that, Roy Delano, and he said that they had a little bit more to do as far as surveying goes, and it is now moving into the design stage. So both of the projects will be moving ahead. Once the surveying reports and that work is completed, that will be given to the engineers that AstraZeneca is paying, and we can move ahead with that project so that Tom can get his drainage in. The other thing I will mention is that thank you very much to the Highway Department for the repairs they made to the sidewalks on Pearl and Spring Street. And also, some of the people that live in the area around Park and Bedford have mentioned to me that there's ongoing work there. I know there's a lot of drainage work that's going to have to be done in that whole area because of old drainage pipes. And a couple of residents were very happy to see that work was beginning up there. So thank you to Tom and the Highway Department for beginning that project also.
Brett, did you have anything?
I do not.
Okay. Moving right along to acknowledgements. We have 3 different ones here. First one is a bereavement donation in the amount of $300 to Prime Time.
These are the 3 received.
Is it both together?
Yep, it's right here.
We have a letter here from, addressed to the Dayton Board of Selectmen, from Sheila New, Assistant Program Manager of Primetime Supportive Day Program. We are pleased to inform you that Primetime has received $300 in bereavement donations. As usual, all donations are turned over to the town accountant and deposited in the Primetime Gift and Donations account. Should you have any questions or need additional information, please do not hesitate to call.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we acknowledge the bereavement donations to Primetime in the amount of $300.
I second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have, next on the agenda, an anonymous donation, in the amount of $30 to Primetime. Again, this comes from Assistant Program Manager, Dayton Council on Aging Primetime. We are pleased to inform you that Primetime has received a donation in the amount of $30. Again, all donations are turned over to the town accountant and deposited in the Primetime gift and donations account.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we acknowledge the anonymous donation of $30 to Primetime.
And I second that motion.
Again, I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. And the last acknowledgement is a bereavement donations to the Dayton Public Library for the children's room in memory of Mrs. Laura Goulart, totaling $185 as of August 25th, 2016.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we acknowledge the bereavement donations to the Dayton Public Library for the children's room in memory of Mrs. Laura Goulart, totaling $185.
And I second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right, these are ongoing donations that can be dropped off or sent to the Dayton Public Library for the children's room. This amount of $185 was a result of 5 donations that were received at the library. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, opposed, that motion carries. No public input tonight? Any closing statements from my colleagues?
Well, school opens next week, so everybody be aware there will be children on the road. And for all those children just dying to get back to school, have a good year. And to all the parents that are glad to see them go, made it through another summer.
If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I second that.
I have a motion to adjourn, and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Have a nice Labor Day weekend coming up. And good night, Cable, and thank you very much.